This is Susan Wilbanks with blendedinsight.com. I am a holistic and integrative healing arts practitioner, an intuitive, and an energy healer. In this podcast, I share tips, tools, and suggestions that have helped me along my path in hopes of inspiring and helping you along yours. Let's get started with today's podcast topic. Hello, bright soul. Thank you so much for joining me on another podcast. I want to thank you for all of your donations, your kindness, your feedback, your messages that you send me. It really makes my day, and I really appreciate it. And I was thinking, I had the opportunity to attend a meditation service the other night, and it was an hour of really sitting with other people, listening to Om, the sound of Om. And before the service started, we were able to write a prayer or an intention on a piece of dissolvable paper and put it into water. And there was someone praying over that intention and sealing it for you. And when I was sitting in this room with people who are really struggling, and just because of my giftings, I can see it. I can feel it, I can sense it. And I thought, this is really beautiful that people are coming together in a space to transmute pain and suffering, which is something that you and I come here to do in this space. So I'm so grateful that we do this. And it got me to thinking about how just taking that moment to go within and to ask for divine guidance, to ask for divine intervention, to ask for something to be lifted can feel so freeing. And I can tell you in private sessions, as we're doing energy healing over the years, people will not realize how heavy they actually are until after the energy healing. And so sometimes I will get the comment or the feedback like, wow, I didn't realize how heavy I felt until I now feel so light after I let go of all of that stagnant energy. And this can be applied to everything in life. What is it that you're carrying around that isn't serving you anymore, that's heavy? We do this in all realms of life. I'm working on my grip strength at the gym. And so I'm really working on doing deadlifts with heavier weights. I'm also working on just doing hangs, grabbing on the bar and just hanging for as long as possible to work on my grip strength. And I can tell you, when I let go of those weights, I feel like, oh my gosh, like, thank God it is so much lighter. That's in the physical sense, but also emotionally. What is it? Is there a thought, a feeling, a past event that you're carrying around that needs to be let go of? It's really as simple as pulling yourself into the present moment and moving that energy out of your body, which is why I always talk about physical exercise. It expands your health rays. It moves the energy out. It focuses your energy on the here and now. Breath work does amazing things to move energy out of your body. It also moves things out of your energy field. It also focuses your mind. It can provide tremendous emotional relief. There's all kinds of ways to do this. Mindfulness practices. If you find yourself going back to a certain thought or situation that's making you feel heavy, it isn't serving you, it's in the past, bringing yourself into the present moment by just doing things like, let me find 5 green things in the room. Doing this focuses your mind on the present moment and pulls you right into the here and now. You can also do things such as focusing on your breathing. That's one of the reasons why I tell people, if you can just bring your awareness into your body in the here and now and get into how it feels in your body, focusing on the inhales and the exhales, that in itself can be a tremendously powerful meditation, just focusing on your breathing. The other thing you can do is, if it's a repetitive thought, you can out loud just say, stop, and imagine a stop sign, stop. It interrupts the pattern. I know it sounds silly, but I find that it really works. Obviously, you don't want to do it if you're at the grocery store or in public to where people are like, what? But if you're by yourself, you can do that. And the more you redirect yourself and focus your energy and your thoughts and your intention and your physical body on the here and now and on something that makes you feel lighter and that is actually serving you, you're carving out those neural pathways to bring you into the present moment. The other thing is clutter clearing. The lightness of letting go of things that you don't need. Clutter clearing is in all areas, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Get rid of those cobwebs. Get rid of it because you want to make space for something new. And one of the things that anyone can do is get rid of 10 things a week that you're not using anymore, that are making you feel heavy. It doesn't have to take a long time. You can set a timer for 10 minutes and clear out a junk drawer. And I'm not talking about the clutter shuffle where you just reorganize the clutter and put it in another way. If you're not loving it and you're not using it, it's clutter. If you haven't used it in a year or more, it's probably clutter. And we're all guilty of this, especially when we're fatigued and we're going through this supposed shortages and all these other things. I get it. But what I've really been doing is focusing on my day-to-day routine, things that I'm doing, and we don't see it anymore, right? I've been going through and making a commitment to myself. So I'm going to go through this area and then I'm going to get rid of 10 things I'm not using. And I've been doing it, and it feels really good to have more space and to let go of things that are just weighing me down, because in the end, that's what it is. It's just weighing you down. This can also be for relationships that aren't serving you anymore. We talked about toxic relationships, and I know that can be really challenging, but there's other ways to get yourself support. It can be through an energy healing circle. It can be through a therapist, if that works for you. There's all different things that we can do to support ourselves to make this path as light as possible so that you can be freed up in your mind and your heart and your spirit to do the things that are propelling you forward and to do the things that you're called to do, to fulfill your mission here on this earth while we are here together. And that's really the only thing I wanted to offer today. Just a little nudge to say it feels so good to let go. And the other thing I wanted to say is when other people are projecting on you, and I've noticed this is happening a lot lately, it's really interesting. And when they're projecting on someone else because there's no correlation. What they're saying, it doesn't match. It's not true. And when you know yourself, you know when other people are projecting upon you because you know yourself. And if that's not you, it's like Dr. Wayne Dyer used to say, if someone calls you a tree, does it offend you? No, because you're not a tree. So when you know who you are and someone's projecting, and I think for those of us who have the gifts, we can see it, right? Is I'm going to let go of what other people think of me. What other people think of me is none of my business. How other people choose to view me, or if I share something and someone is offended by it, that's their own filter, their own lens. If I've done the checks and balances, I've checked in with my heart and spirit, 99% of the people aren't offended. And you've always got that one person that's looking for occasions to be offended, that wants to throw stones, take no accountability for their own life, blame other people. We all know those people. They're everywhere. And that's their issue. And I am going to let go of any type of responsibility for that person's wounding that they're projecting upon other people. And I'm going to send them on their path of healing. And that is the other thing that's vitally important at this time. I'm going to let people walk their own path. I'm going to walk my path. And trust me, if I'm doing something ugly or wrong, my inner conviction is going to come in stronger and more fierce than anyone else, and it will check me before anyone else. And so if that's not happening and there's just some miserable person that's looking for someone to take their rage out on, that's their path. Their karma is how they treat other people, and how I react is mine. And I remind myself of that on this path and just keep moving forward, make conscious contact every day, and do the things that I can do to keep myself in the highest state possible to fulfill my mission on this planet. And with that, let's go into healing. You can uncross your arms and legs and focus on your breathing, and I will turn the healing on. Okay, and so it is. Friends, I want to wish you the best week. And maybe just think about what are some things that you can let go of. Maybe it's 10 physical things in your environment that you can let go of a week. Maybe you gather them up, get them ready to donate. Whatever works for you. It's just a little consideration, especially as we're going into the winter months, closing out this year. What is it that you would like to leave in 2023? And that is all I wanted to offer. I want to wish you a beautiful week. Take care. Bye-bye.